Hey beauties, welcome back to today's video. Y'all, today we are getting into this sleigh. We're going to be doing hair, makeup, and whatever else falls in between. But let's get into this gorgeous unit that was sent over from Beauty Forever. Y'all, they sent me over a gorgeous water wave unit. This is one of the units that are pre-everything frontal. So it's pre-cut, it's pre-bleach, and it is ready to wear. And so this is exactly how it came out the package. Now I typically like to go back in and kind of cut my lace a little bit more, but let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and place the tape on the ear tabs because today we are going to attempt to wear it glueless. Got the tabs already done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull off the tape. Now with my nails, this can be a little iffy here and there, but I like to, kind of get the angle where I want to position my lace on. And then I'm going to just gently pull the tape off, position my wig where I want it at. Then I like to take my fingers and kind of press it into the sides to make sure that the wig is secure and it is sticking to my skin. I then took a little bit of my face powder and my brush, just taking that onto the lace to make sure everything is good and it looks blended. And then I'm gonna go in. I took a little bit of that even, y'all. I know even is canceled, but your girl ended up grabbing it in the midst of it all. But we are here, so I'm going to use my products until it's gone. I'm then going to take my wax stick and I'm going to go ahead and take my hot comb, and then we're going to run that through just to make sure that the roots are giving scalp. Like ultimately, that's what we want to give. We want to make sure the roots are as straight as possible for me and my liking. So y'all, this is how it looks after. It looks really, really good. I went ahead and did the baby hairs off camera just to save time. You guys have seen me time and time again, but I'm obsessed with how they came out. I did take my time because I wanted them to be soft and fluffy. I'm gonna put my finger underneath the lace so you can see, but I did add some baby hairs that will cover it if I chose to actually keep it glueless, which I ended up doing, at least on the sides and stuff. So I'm just gonna quickly take my water bottle spray. I usually mix it with conditioner. Well, always mix it with conditioner. Doesn't have to be expensive, but you get you a really good one that works, and baby, it's going to add that moisture to your curls. I just feel like it's gonna get warmer, and this is what you need. Like, you need to have a water bottle on deck, especially if you're going to be wearing curly hair. I feel like a lot of people naturally think if you wear like a wavy texture or curly, it's low maintenance, but it's actually the opposite. It's actually higher maintenance. Now, you may not have to brush and comb your hair every day, but you definitely need to detangle your curly unit. So I love the texture. It's a water wave, so it was super soft, easy to brush through. I did have a minimal shedding with this unit, but this was like actually my first time detangling the unit. So it's nothing that I would, that I would be alarmed about. I'm just taking a little bit of that conditioner. I will leave everything that I use for my curly units down below. You can always check the links because I honestly swear by those products. They need to sponsor your girl because I've been using their products and have been for years. So I went ahead and just quickly got the hair moisturized. I'm using this curl refresher as well, which I love. Y'all, I'm so mad because I can't find it anywhere. So now that I got that done, I'm just going to take my band off. I did go ahead and melt it. I love still putting the band on even if you are going to wear your unit glueless because it just helps everything lay. And you can see right here, I kept it glueless for you guys because I wanted you to see. But I'm still going to go in and add me a little bit of spray because I want at least the top part to be, adhere down. And I just kept the sides, as they were because I got that tape on the side. So she cute. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. We are trying out some new products while also incorporating a lot of my day-to-day. I went to an event and I got a lot of Huda beauty products. So we're going to try some new things out today. I've already prepped and primed my skin, so I'm just going to go in with my NARS cover cream. Y'all, this is like my go-to bronzing cream. Like, I'm just obsessed. I love adding like that warmth to the skin. It just gives everything that needs to be gave. And I will say, if you have trouble with like your foundation as far as like in the summertime, add more bronzer. I promise you, it will help. Now, I don't mean if your foundation is like, 5 shades lighter, help. I'm talking about just like a hint. You're not going to be able to see the difference. I will say, like, when you add your highlight, your bronzer, that that helps. So I'm going in, I'm adding Huda Beauty's concealer in praline. Next, I'm going in and we're going to do some color correcting. Now, honestly, I did not need this many dots because it is so pigmented. This is in the shade Blood Orange. I honestly feel like I should have did the shade right before this one, but this works and I love that it is so deep and I'm able to share with you guys, because if you are darker or just deeper complected, I definitely feel like this will work for you, especially if you are trying to do color correcting. So I'm gonna go ahead and snatch this nose. You guys know how I do. I love a good snatch. I'm trying to give all the Janet Jackson that I can give. Some people do not like this step. I feel like, honestly, makeup, you can really do whatever you want to do. You can push the limits. And if you choose to make your nose a different shape, you can do that. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out all my concealer. I tend to do like 1 to 2 layers. Now for this look, I am gonna show you guys me doing 2 layers, but typically in most of my tutorials, I actually take it out. But I wanted you guys to see like that variation. And plus we are playing in another concealer, which is a lot brighter. Moving to foundation, I ended up swatching 2 shades. I ended up getting 455R, which is a little bit warmer, and then I have, I want to say it's 500. I don't know if it's G behind it, but I will put it down below. It's more cool tone, so maybe 500C. And I feel like both of the foundations honestly are perfect for my complexion. The 455R, I feel like that just gives me more warmth, and I love the warmth, especially even more so in the summertime or the warmer months. I just feel like it just works perfectly for me. But I do feel like in the wintertime, once I lighten up a little bit, I do feel like that more cooler olive tone foundation would be perfect as well. Honestly, they both look really, really good. I only used like 1 or 2 pumps of foundation. I ended up mixing what was on my hand, so it is a mixture of the 2 foundations, but I do have a little bit more of that 455R on the skin just because I just like the warmth that it's giving. As far as the coverage, it looks really, really good. This is a luminous matte, I want to say, and the coverage, y'all, when I say you don't have to use that much and it gives you like that filter like appearance, I love it. Like, look, it looks really, really good. Like, and I have not even set it. So next I want to go in with the Cheeky Tint Cream Blush. This is in Baddie Berry. Y'all, this is a deep plum and it's so pretty. Now, because this is more of a tint, I feel like I ended up having to add like 2 layers, but this is very much so buildable. It does melt into the skin and it was super easy to apply. Now, this does have a dewy hint, just a little bit, which I don't mind at all because I just feel like it just adds like that sheen onto the skin, you know, and it works, especially like after the glow, you know, and everything comes through at the end of the day. It looks really, really pretty on the skin. I do wish it was a little bit more pigmented. For my highlight, I'm just going to go back in. I went in and added the same concealer, praline, on the outside. I'm going to go in and add also this lighter shade, which I use, which is Nougat. I hope I'm saying that right, but it's 2.5G. This is a lighter concealer. Now, I've been saying for a while I was going to end up going to get a lighter concealer from Huda Beauty. So it worked out, but I will say this one is a very, very light, very light. And with their Luminous matte concealers, you do want to work with them a little faster than some other concealers, just so that way it doesn't dry up. But I love when it gets tacky because it just gives me that creamy consistency that I like. Now it is bright, so I ended up putting a little bit of praline right underneath it just to, you know, help blend that out. But I like this look. Like, it looks really, really good. So I'm just gonna take my time, pat that in, and I will put all the brushes and stuff that I use down below also. So before I set my skin, I like to always go back in and add extra bronze. Anytime I use a cream product, I'm going to go back right after it and add a powder on top of it. And I'm taking in my Juvias Place. This is the dark bronzer, their duo. I want to say that they restocked it, so that is dope. You can also find it on Ulta as well. But y'all, this is like my go-to everyday bronze. It doesn't matter what cream bronzer I'm using, I will always follow up with this bronzer. I'm also going in with the Morphe brush. I forgot the number of it though, but I'll link it down below. But you can take any small brush to contour your nose, but I do say make it either a eyeshadow or like a blending brush, just so that way you can have, you know, some options to, you know, move your product around. So next I want to go in and just fill in my brows, and I'm taking McD Luxury Co. brow pencil in shade Chocolate. And I just like to lightly fill my brows in. Right now it is time for me to re-bleach my brows. So I try not to add too much color to it, just simply because I like my brows lighter nowadays. Baby, the brows is giving. I literally just did a quick tweeze, and baby, the brows is doing what they need to do. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and clean this up and speed this process up. So I'm going to try a new technique. I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. This one is in Peach Pie. It is quite light, but I am going to try this method. Y'all, I've been seeing this all over TikTok, taking the pressed powder, you know, adding your pressed powder first, then adding your translucent powder, and we are going to see how I feel about it. So I'm going in with the Peach Pie underneath the eyes. Now, just my first thoughts right off the bat, it looks really, really smooth, but it does look really, really light. So yeah, just take that into account. And I want to say there's a few shades as well, so that way you can pick and choose. But it do look good though. Like, it looks blended, it looks blurred, which is what I want, you know, especially underneath the eyes. Next, I'm going to go in and I'm taking this powder. This is a loose powder, and I am trying this one out. This one is in Blondie. Y'all know that I always use the more yellower one, which is in Kunufa. Hope I'm saying that right. I love that powder because it warms up the skin. I have like a lot of I wouldn't even say a lot, but I have a few powder favorites. I really actually like this color. It's a little bit less yellow, and I feel like for everyday use it is perfect for my under eyes. I still feel like if I were to use Kunufa, I could, you know, mix the two, but I really love this color. I love the fact that it does give me that filter effect. It's so fine as well, y'all. When I say I'm pretty precise when it comes to powders, because I know exactly what I want my powders to do for me. So I did end up adding a few layers underneath the eyes. I will say I probably should have added the loose powder first, because if you are a person who has like dryness underneath the eyes, you don't want to apply so much powder. So I'm trying to press the powder into the skin just to make sure it's like really nicely blended and just not cakey looking. It's me telling you guys that this peach powder was really light. Like, the powder is light. I'm gonna actually check and see if they have a darker one, but honestly, I really like the lighter shade. I just have to figure out, you know, the best way to work with it, and I will after a few times of trying it out. But I really do like the way my under eye looks. So I took a little bit of that powder, the loose powder, just to have it underneath the eyes for any fallout, because we're gonna do eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my base, and I'm taking my P. Louise base, and I'm mixing it with, I wanna say the shade number 2 or 3. It's really light, but it works out for the looks that I'm doing. Plus you can always mix it with your foundation if you feel like you need to tone it down. So after I got that blended out, I ended up going in with a little bit of bronzer in the crease just to kind of start my transition color. But then I remembered we are going to go in with this eyeshadow palette, and I really want to give you guys a good review of it, or not even a good review, just an honest review of it, because we don't be giving good reviews if it's not deserved. I really just wanted to try out this product. For the eyes, we are going to use the Warm Matte Obsessions palette. Y'all love this. Y'all know I love neutral eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like this is just perfect for like travel in my everyday, honestly. If it has like that warm shadow, it got a good chocolate, and it got like a, you know, a lighter shade for the lid, I'm good. I'm good for my day-to-day. So I ended up taking this warm eyeshadow. I'll try to put it on the screen, but it's like this warm red, definitely reminds me of the brown script a little bit. And I'm just placing that right in the crease. You can see the difference in the shadows that I use. I ended up using, the first was a bronzer, this one is the shadow. So you can definitely see the difference. I am then gonna go in with this shadow right here. This is more of a warmer shadow. I want to say it's like on the lighter shades of chocolate. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm going to put that in the outer V, or on the lid, the outer corners. I wanted to focus it there. I want to make sure that this is more so of a wearable look. I'm then going to go in and take this deeper chocolate in the palette, and I'm going to place that right on top of the color that I applied, just to give it like some variation. And it's honestly a perfect color. I love the mixture. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just, you know, taking the excess that I had on the brush and applying it, and then I'll apply, you know, a little more as I go. But it looks really good, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that blended out as well, because I do want this to be a more daytime wearable, you know, for the summer, spring. So we're gonna keep it light. So I'm mixing these two shades, and we're gonna place these on the lid. I was going for more of a neutral, or more like a light peachy type look for spring, and I thought this was perfect. And honestly, it just really came together. So I ended up taking a lighter shade and then mixing it with like this deeper peach shade in the palette, just to kind of test them out. And I like the way it came out. As far as the pigmentation of these shadows, I think it is really nice. I love that it's not patchy, and I love the fact that the eyeshadows are buildable. I wanted to give it like an ombre look, so I ended up going in with that peach pie face powder, and I'm going to use that right on the kind of inner corner portion of the eye. I feel like it just gave like that perfect gradient and lightened it up. And I like this. I like where we're going. It looks really good. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend out the shadows. Just make sure everything is good in the crease. I also like to take my brush and blend out my shadows on my lid. Now, I would not recommend this for someone who doesn't know how to like really blend out eyeshadows without removing the product, because it could be a little funny. Plus, it sometimes depends on your shadows too. But nonetheless, I went ahead and got it blended out. I would recommend using patting motions like I'm doing. Instead, if you just don't want to use, or don't want to lose any of the color payoff that you have on your shadow or on your eyes. I'm gonna go in and just add a little bit more of that peach pie, because I saw that me building it, oh my god, it just made like the prettiest transition. Like it just looks really, really good. And so I'm gonna go in with the Sephora liner, go ahead and line my eyes. I'm not going for a wing liner, so I'm just gonna put a little line, maybe add an angle, at an angle, but not too much, because the focus is the shadow and we're going to keep it really simple and clean. And then I'm going to pop on my lashes. So next I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal liner. I get asked all the time what liner that I have in my lash line. It is this one. Inexpensive, and honestly this is comparable to some of my more expensive liners, I will have to say. As a ex makeup artist, whatever you want to say, pro makeup artist, yeah, I love like Urban Decay. I love it's another one that I love, I just can't think of it off the back, but this is comparable to that. It's really, really deep and it stays, as soon as you put it on, it's not budging. Like I've cried and it has stayed. So I'm just gonna go in and add, kind of smoke out that lower lash line, and I'm just taking the same shadows that I use on my eyes. So that brown eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna go in with that warmer brown eyeshadow that I used for the transition color. But I'm also going to add just a little bit of my bronzer. So next I'm going to go in with the One Coat Wow mascara. This is a new mascara from, well, I can't say it's new. This is my first time trying out this mascara from Huda Beauty. I will say this is more of a plastic wand. So if you like that, I'll say go for it as well. Now this is extra volumizing and lifting mascara, which I love off back. Very Vanta, which is dark. It is dark. And y'all, it definitely elevates your lashes, and you don't have to use that much mascara. Like you really don't. When I tried it out originally at the Huda Beauty event, I was like, okay. And I love me some mascara. So yeah, so I'm gonna pop these lashes on. Now that I got my lashes on, I'm gonna go in and just put a little bit more of that pressed powder underneath. And I'm taking the loose powder that I used earlier in Blondie. I'm trying not to use too much, so I like to make sure that I'm pressing it into the skin and not just piling it on top, like creating like a mess. So now that I got that done, I like to go in with my face powder, and that's going to be the Makeup Forever face powder. Love this. They actually discontinued this particular one, but they have a new one, and I will actually go get that one so I can see what my new color is, because they changed the colors. But this is a foundation powder. I swear by this powder, and I feel like anybody should have it. Even if you are a person who does not like to wear foundation, this is a foundation powder. So it's going to add that extra coverage if you do wear a foundation, and it's going to add the coverage when you don't. I ended up going in a vlog and wearing it, and I had just concealer and powder on, and it looked really, really good. I do it sometimes every once in a blue moon, but it always looks bomb. Next, I'm going to go in and spray a few coats of this spray on my face to kind of get it set. I like to take my fan and then take my brush and just make sure everything is pressed in. Y'all, not me playing in the powder again. I feel like I didn't learn my lesson the first time, but I'm still gonna go back in because this is the point of me doing these tutorials. I really was kind of testing the powder. So I ended up going back in with the blondie, but I also mixed a little bit of that peach pie underneath the eyes, but it was a little bit it was dry, y'all. It was very drying. And I'm someone who is oily combination, but as of lately, especially underneath my eyes, I have to be careful, which is why I switched up using my primer underneath the eyes just to be a little more gentler. But I'm gonna go in, just go ahead and press it into the skin as much as possible. I love how it looks on camera, like what it's giving, but I do realize if I'm walking in public and you see me, I don't want my under eyes to be casket ready. So we're gonna tone that down with a little bit of that spray again. And I like to take my beauty blender when I feel like my under eyes are a little bit dry, and I like to kind of press that moistness into the skin just to soften up the powder. For the lips, we are going to keep it nudie, of course. I have been loving a peach lip, so I feel like this goes perfect. I'm taking the NCD Luxury Code Truffle Liner. Going to quickly apply the liner to the lips, and we are going to pop on this gorgeous lip color for today. So I'm going to go in with the Peach Me lipstick. I'm just going to pop that in the center. Y'all, this is a gorgeous lip color. This is actually the lip color I wore on my wedding day. This one just looks so pretty. I need to actually try wearing it matte because I have not since then. I actually pop the gloss on top every single time. I just can't help it, y'all. I'm addicted. But I'm going to go ahead and blend out the liner just to make sure the lipstick and liner blends. You don't necessarily have to do this step. You can really just, move your lips around if you want to. But I like to just blend out my liner from time to time. But it's so cute. Next, I'm then going to go in with the Sugar Baby Glitz Gloss, which I still do have in stock. And I'm going to pop that on. This lip gloss, you compare it with literally any lipstick, and it just looks so pretty. I also ended up mixing it, and so I'm using the Luara Mercier gloss. I cannot remember the name of it, but I will link it down below for you guys. And I love to mix these glosses because it just gives me a really cute combo. And I'm gonna add some more blush on top. Y'all, I just cannot help myself. I am going in with this gorgeous blush from Patrick Ta. Y'all remember I just was very much so unsure of the cream blush. I was upset that the powder blush did not match the cream. Y'all, I have figured out a workaround, and I can say that the powder is gorgeous. You just gotta figure out where you want to top it as or where you want to put it on top of. So it's not a blush that I would use alone because I just love using another blush as like a cream, and I love putting a powder on top of it. So yeah, I just like how it looks. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of a glow, so I'm using a MAC mineralized blush. I tend to always use this blush as a topper because it just gives that perfect glow. Go ahead and set my face. Now I'm going in with the Revolution setting spray. Now this one, it says matte, but honestly this is more of a luminous matte to me, in my opinion. It doesn't give me like that tight feeling, so I felt like this would be a really good option since I am trying out a new matte foundation and I don't typically know how it's going to work. I actually had a full day of work and I was going to wear this makeup look for at least 7+ hours, so I thought it was perfect. So I'm just taking my fan and I'm using my brush. I love to press my products into the skin just to make sure that we are actually setting the face. Now that I got my face set, I'm gonna go in. I love to do this, y'all. I've been trying out some brow products. I've been using this for a long time. This is a L'Oreal brow gel, and I want to say blonde, but I just recently started using this clear brow gel from Milk Makeup that they sent me. And when I say it is the brush on this baby, when I say it gets my brow hairs where I want them, like wow, like where I want them, baby. When I say the brows are doing what they need to do, I will be using these two together. And next, just adding the finishing touches, just taking a little bit more of that mascara. We are popping it on the bottom lashes. Y'all, when I say this gives me like my Barbie doll falsies at the bottom, which I love, it does that for me. So you guys, this is the finished look. This is the makeup. This is the hair. She is giving. Yeah, I really love the way the hair and the makeup came together. Like, it looks really, really pretty. The hair is super soft. The look is super soft. So I just feel like it flows. And that's what we are giving today. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you try it out, definitely be sure to tag me. Don't forget to like, subscribe as well. Go ahead and join the family. I cannot get over this look. Like, I love how everything came out. Like, the foundation and skin just looks so warm, and oh my goodness, the hair is giving so soft. You can definitely wear this unit glueless if you choose to with the tape, or you can do like I do. I only have it actually sprayed down in the front. The edges we still kept them glueless. And I wanted you guys to see, you know, what it's giving and everything like that. I will put the hair specs and stuff like that down below if you did not catch it at the beginning. But yes, giving volume. She is cute. She is ready for her day. And yeah, let's do a quick get ready with me since I am actually going out to film some content for you guys. I actually got these slides from Shein. Louis Vuitton bag. Also got the jumpsuit from Fashion Nova. Super cute and comfy, and I'm ready for my day. Later.